High Court. Now, almost two-thirds of students and graduates have experienced sexual violence at UK universities. That's according to a new report. Revolt Sexual Assault, that's a national campaign giving a voice to student survivors of sexual violence, use Snapchat video to give students a platform to tell their story with anonymity through the app's facial and voice obscuration. Or, is that the right word, Hannah? I'm not, yeah, obscuration, all right. Well, as you can see, Hannah Price is here. She's founder of Revolt Sexual Assault, and that's a very striking figure, almost two-thirds.
Yeah, I think if you're a student, it probably isn't that striking, because you could speak to a student and they will have either been affected or know someone that has. So that's one of the reasons why, in partnership with the Student Room, we wanted to get some real data on this, because we were hearing from students that it's happening, but there's no recent studies on it at all. So in order to get universities to acknowledge it, you need the data.
So how did you collate this?
So we put together the survey based on some of the ones that have taken place in Australia by their government, and we put it out there ourselves. So we put it on our social media, the Student Room put it out to their online community, and we got an overwhelming response. And I think that's really telling in itself, that 4,500 students felt that strongly about the issue that they wanted to answer it.
Just looking at some of the examples you've had from Snapchat, I mean, one of the reasons we're not showing them is that they look a bit incongruous, really, because people are talking about some very serious things, but it's that anonymity that's helped you compile this sort of information. Yeah,
I think the reason why, one of the most shocking statistics out of our survey, is how many students don't report it to the police or the university, which is only 10%. And it's because of this university bubble where you're living, socialising and working with the same people. So that makes reporting something without any support in place so difficult, because you're going to bump into them. And at the moment, there's not that level of support or policy or anything in place. A lot of universities have absolutely nothing, or use the same policies they use for plagiarism for reporting a rape, which just isn't good enough, really.
Is this down to universities, Hannah, or is this down to the government? What do you want to see happen?
I think universities are quite scared to approach this issue, because if report rates go up, then it could reflect badly on them. But in our opinion, if you've got a high report rate, it's because your students feel supported. So I think universities need to stop being scared of that, but also there needs to be a national minimum standard of care and guidelines on this issue, because otherwise it's not going to be consistent, and one student will have a really traumatic experience, whereas one might have an okay one. But if there's nobody enforcing these guidelines, or even saying that this is something you should be tackling, then they're not going to tackle it, and it's not going to be with student survivors at the heart of it.
Yeah, when you talk about an okay experience, that's an inverted comma.
Yes, it's okay as in the fact that they could be supported at university and feel like they could have a student experience and address the issue, where at the moment people are suppressing their experiences to get through university. And when you're paying £9,000 and it's your first time living away from home, you should be able to leave the house without being scared of running into someone that sexually assaulted you.
Hannah, it was good to see you. Thank you very much for coming back in.
Thank you.
Hannah Price.